It's been a wonderful day, and we've got 25 minutes left, and we're really excited to talk about GEO for nonprofits. My name is Matt Spurway. I'm the founder and Chief Development Officer at GEO Nova Scotia. And for the next 25 minutes, we'll explore this new initiative called GEO for Nonprofits. But before we get started, you may have heard a rumor about door prizes. If you're at home, you're already entered. If you're in person, you're probably being harassed right now to scan that QR code. We love giving these gift cards away, $250 worth of technology from Orchard, Canada's largest refurbisher of mobile devices. We're going to be announcing all those door prize winners right at the end of this session too. So if you participated in anything today, get ready. So why are we here? Since 2022, GEO has distributed more than 7,000 free Chromebooks, smartphones, iPads, and provided over 60,000 months of free connectivity through more than 4,500 home internet and mobile connections, directly supporting digital inclusion for nearly 15,000 Nova Scotians who could not otherwise afford it. We've managed that all by partnering with over 125 service agencies across the province, mostly nonprofits. And over that time, they kept asking us to help them with their own devices and connections. So we saw a great opportunity to leverage our buying power and the distribution network that we've created for our programming to not only help the nonprofit sector access technology more easily to save them money, but we could also diversify our revenue streams and make our programs more sustainable going into the future. So over 2024 and this year, we've been putting all the pieces together to get started, and we're here today to show you what we've managed to accomplish so far and also what's around the corner. So to help us do that, we've got a great lineup of guests here. Let's meet them now. Please tell me who you are and tell me what on earth you're doing here today. And we'll start at the far end with Teri-Lynn.
Afternoon. Thank you, Matt. My name is Teri-Lynn Dempsey. I am coming to you for the virtual people from Volta Labs in Halifax, Nova Scotia. Our headquarters for DataGuide is in Lunenburg, Nova Scotia. I am the co-founder and CEO of DataGuide and the director of D3 Technologies. Both companies I wear many, many hats, and it changes daily.
I am Stephanie Watson. This is a long title. I'm the Executive Director of Homelessness and Supportive Programs for Truro Housing Outreach Society.
Thanks, Stephanie. I'm Josie Lake, and I'm the Interim Program Partnership Manager at GEO Nova Scotia. I also have the privilege of sort of being the right hand to Matt and the rest of the team in developing sort of GEO for nonprofits and getting it off the ground. Like you, Teri-Lynn, I think any of us in nonprofit tend to wear many hats. So you could probably pick just a random title and apply that to me as well. Alejandra?
My name is Alejandra. I'm the new partner support lead with GEO. Today marks my first week with the organization, so really happy to be here.
Well, thank you all for being here. It's really great to have you and to have this conversation. So GEO for Nonprofits has three focus areas at this stage: devices, connections, and cybersecurity. Josie, let's start with you. What can you tell us about the opening selection of devices at GEO for Nonprofits?
Thanks, Matt. We've got lots of different devices to pick from. So there's new HP Chromebooks, similar to the ones that folks receive when they go through the GeoConnects project. We also have headsets. We have a great selection of refurbished mobile devices, including iPads, iPhones, Samsungs, and all at really great prices, of course. We have something like the iPhone 2020 is selling for $280 each. They come with protective cases, come with the charger, and what's really great is when you're buying refurbished, they come with a 90-day warranty. So that's a real nice safety feature to have as well when you're buying.
Thanks, Josie. What I like about our selection of devices is it's not actually that big. It's like going to Costco. They might only have one option, but you know it's one that you can trust, right? You're not overwhelmed with choice. I'm also going to let y'all in on a little secret, some learning on my behalf. So we started selling these devices as a little test run in the summer. And of course, we charged HST because that's what you do. Everyone has to pay their taxes, right? So our finance people and our accountants and the HST folks with the government came back and said, actually, as a startup, you don't need to charge HST on like your first $50,000 in sales. So not only are all those people getting refunds right now for that 14% they paid, which is pretty great, it means that probably until Christmas or maybe beyond, we won't have to charge anybody HST on any of those refurbished devices, on the Chromebooks, on the headsets, anything that we're buying and reselling. No tax. Pretty sweet, huh? Good learning on my part. Okay, let's talk computers.
Great. Our partnership with Teri-Lynn actually lets us get incredible deals through DataGuide that we can offer to our clients. And perhaps maybe Teri-Lynn, you could speak better to what those deals are and what that looks like.
Yeah, absolutely. We are a partner of Dell Technologies, and we have worked extensively with them over the past year and a half, really drilling down the prices as much as we can. We're not taking no for an answer. And, we have a very curated selection with an incredible value. As an example, an entry-level laptop that would normally go for around $1,500 with a 3-year warranty, we've secured that for the GEO for Nonprofits program for just over $1,000, $1,092. And your top entry-level desktop, which could go for well over $1,000, we've secured that for $878. And that's just in our first round, really. Right? That's without volume. That's just the vision.
Yeah, and that's sold directly through you guys.
That's right.
So at DataGuide, so it allows us to have not just great value and great pricing, but a nice seamless purchase experience as well. So if your organization needs some assistance with setup and other, different challenges, I guess, that come with transitioning over to new technology, Teri-Lynn and the team at DataGuide can help with that.
I love it. This is one of the other really awesome partnerships and unique aspects for GEO for Nonprofits is there's some of the products and services that we are distributing through this program. We're not actually the seller ourselves. So for example, these Dell devices are being sold through a licensed Dell dealer, so you get all of the bells and whistles, but the pricing that Teri-Lynn has achieved for us, for you and for us and for even the staff and family of all the nonprofits in Nova Scotia has been uniquely set because Dell understands what we're doing and they want to make a difference in the nonprofit sector as well. So then what happens is if we arrange a Dell sale, then you're actually buying it from Teri-Lynn and DataGuide. Again, you get the support there, but GEO still benefits in a profit sharing role. So this relationship again is one of the little bits of magic that makes something like this possible that wouldn't otherwise be the case. And all of these, so the other thing we've done recently is set up a standalone website. It's geofornonprofits.org. And it's very simple, but it does list all of the products that we already have for sale, and it allows nonprofit organizations and individuals who work for them to register themselves on that site, get approved, and then they can start creating orders at that very special exclusive pricing. And as I mentioned, we're not only making these products available to nonprofits as an organization, but we're opening that up to the individual staff people, and they can purchase for their families as well. Because, listen, people who work for nonprofits don't typically make $1 million. Let's be true. But they work very hard, and they deserve a break. And so we're really excited and happy to extend these savings opportunities to them.
Yeah, absolutely. Just a reminder to, as Matt said, to make sure you go to the geofornonprofits.org website. I'm being pointed to the big screen, which has a QR code, imagine, and the link listed there. You can create an account. Please note that it's not an automatic system. People have to go in and approve that to ensure that you are coming from a real nonprofit. But once you do, you can purchase on behalf of yourself and your friends, family, and your organization.
All right, so that's devices for now. Now we're going to talk about connectivity, and in particular phone plans, which is the place that we're starting. And you just heard Alejandra, this is her first week that she's finishing with GEO. But Alejandra was hired specifically to help build out this part of our organization. So Josie and Alejandra are kind of the faces of GEO for nonprofits. You won't have to deal with me. You'll be happy to know. So we're going to test Alejandra already and see how much she's learned so far. So what can you tell us about connectivity and phone plans available from GEO for nonprofits?
Yeah, thank you, Matt. I welcome the test. So for phone plans, we've partnered with, yet again, Teri-Lynn and her amazing team over at DataGuide to provide phone plans through both Eastlink and Rogers, all at amazing rates. So an example of one of them is we offer a 2-year phone plan through Eastlink. It comes with all the features, the bells and the whistles, which includes 40 gigabytes of monthly mobile data for a total of $35 a month. 40 gigs can be a lot for some individuals, so for those folks, the savings continue because we also offer 10 gigabytes of mobile data for a total of $32 a month.
Wow, that's awesome. Thank you. And this is another beautiful element of the partnerships that we had to begin with. Not only with DataGuide to act as the reseller through both Eastlink and Rogers, but to go to those organizations, to go to those companies, and have them understand what we're doing. A 10 gig phone plan isn't something you can buy on the market. They don't offer that anymore because they keep jacking the gigs up so they can jack the price up, right? And you're stuck with that 40 gigs for $40 as your entry point. And we said, well, we need to do better than $40 for the same plan. But we have a lot of staff who are going to put their phone on their desk. They're going to use Wi-Fi all the time, and all that data is really just wasted money. So if we can save another 10% and drive costs down by limiting data, please create a package that lets us do that. And they did. So we're really excited to be able to offer that to everyone already. Okay. Now, we've got Stephanie here. Stephanie, you work at the Truro Housing Outreach Society, and you are one of the people who've had some of the first experiences with GEO Nova Scotia. Could you take a moment, tell us about your organization, what it is you do, and maybe you can tell us about your experience with GEO for nonprofits.
Sure. So with Truro Housing Outreach Society, we service 3 counties, which is Truro, Colchester, and East Hants. So we operate an emergency shelter, which has enough beds for 20 individuals. We also have a housing support program that services all 3 counties, as well as a case management outreach program that serves all those counties. We also have a community service coordinator that offers resource navigation, and a supportive housing unit. I'm looking at my coworker because I can't remember everything. We just bought and are now operating our first supportive housing unit in Colchester, so we're pretty busy. So we were the first, one of the first people to partner with GEO for nonprofit, and I think Josie can attest to how excited I was. We ended up having, I think, 17 cell phones, 4 iPads, and a Chromebook that we purchased from GEO, as well as I may have got my family members some things because they've had some broken phones, and it's been it's been an incredible experience right from start to finish, from the conversation about the program to the initial setup for the referral part for our clients. It's been wonderful.
And I hope it saved you some money.
Yeah, so I believe that our annual budget with switching to GEO, we saved almost $4,000 this year. And that's because we also have internet as well. So with that savings, our outreach program, for example, has been established for a year. We're all trying to operate out of one shelter, and they've been working out of their cars for over a year. So with that savings, we were able to rent external office space for them.
Wow, that is amazing. That is amazing. Thank you, Stephanie. And it really inspires us, right? Like, how exciting is it to have a true win-win-win situation, right? We're supporting and allowing great organizations like THOS to do what they do best and to do more of it. Really, I mean, GEO has the easy job. But what we're really pleased to be able to do is support the folks who have the really hard jobs and who do those hard jobs on all of our behalf, supporting some of the most vulnerable or marginalized people in the province. And so the thought that you're saving thousands of dollars and able to use that to do more and to support your team and to support the people in the community, it's just, if we didn't make any money off of this, that alone would be worth it. But the fact is, it actually does generate revenue, a positive revenue stream for GEO Nova Scotia. And as you know by now, there's a lot of programs that we're running and a lot that we could expand if we just had more resources. So what better way to use your nonprofit dollars to pay your bills by cycling them back through Nova Scotia companies, back through another nonprofit, and letting us all do more with less. So if great deals on devices and connections isn't enough, we also have I think this is the plan that maybe has people the most excited, and it is about cybersecurity. Josie, what can you tell us?
Well, one thing that we know is that nonprofits in Nova Scotia have been left on their own to figure out what their cybersecurity solutions need to be, and getting themselves situated when it comes to having safe websites, safe email addresses. And it's becoming a bigger challenge, and we see on a regular basis, the importance of people's information and their data being safe online. Unfortunately, we're not necessarily seeing those resources and those opportunities coming to the nonprofits to ensure that their client and their participant information is as secure as it would be if it was through a government or a larger private organization.
Until now.
Well, that's true, until now. So one of the extra additional projects that we've been working on with DataGuide Technologies is providing sort of a kind of one-stop, super efficient and affordable way to do a cyber assessment with your organization, in where we can generate a report that shows all the different categories, and I think there's, what did we say, I don't know, like 17, a checklist of 17
Less the
criteria.
subcategories.
Yeah, subcategories. Teri-Lynn obviously is the expert and can speak better to that. But it'll generate a report to let the organization know in a very simple, easy, understandable way of sort of where you're excelling and where we can focus a little bit more attention.
Well, and this is becoming more and more important, right? Cybersecurity is in the news constantly. And, somebody asked me the other day, how can we have a cybersecure Nova Scotia if the nonprofit sector isn't secure? Governments have the resources to apply to this. Businesses have the resources to apply to this, but we don't. No one's giving us extra money for this sort of work. But if we aren't able to protect ourselves virtually, then the province is vulnerable. And a lot of the people that we're working to serve and support become vulnerable because it's their data we're working with. So this is a really important topic. And we're so excited to begin to create tools that will allow nonprofits to, in a way that meets us where we're at, meets our budgets and meets our capacities to begin to change this story. So Teri-Lynn, try to keep it simple for people like me. But in a few minutes, what can you tell us about this cyber assessment?
We are really excited to be partnering with GEO for nonprofits and GEO as a whole on this initiative. Traditionally, a 360 cyber assessment could take several weeks. It could cost between $5,000 and $10,000, depending on the size of the organization or how much work we have to do in the data collection. But with the system that we're developing and that we've been developing together, we're integrating a full suite of assessment tools into one streamlined offering. So we're essentially cherry picking the best of everything that we've vetted over the last 10 to 12 years with our own clients, and working closely with the suppliers of those programs to not only offer us, say, cheaper licensing or no-cost licensing during consult, but adapting their own software and helping us transform this into a process that has an easy button, right? That is a fraction of the time, a fraction of the cost, and that really speaks volumes to, their involvement.
Yeah, this is a really big deal. That I keep imagining that easy button from the Staples commercial, right? Like, you're an executive director of a nonprofit. I remember when I started as an executive director at GEO 3 years ago, And we were at it for a few months, and people knew, like, we're going to build this big system, we're going to have all this data online, and someone says, so who's your IT person? And I thought, I guess I should get an IT person, right? And then, so we brought Teri-Lynn in, and then Teri-Lynn's like, or someone on the board said, you should get cyber insurance. This sounds smart, right? Let's get cyber insurance. Great. So we talked to our insurance company, and they're like, okay, well, show us your cyber policies. Okay, so I need cyber policies, and then I can get cyber insurance. And then so we go through all that. But then what I learn is, like, cyber insurance is like every other type of insurance. You pay and you pay and you pay, and then if you have a problem, they do everything they can to not give you anything. And this is where the policies come in. If they can find one little slip up, one mistake on your team, they'll go, aha, no payout for you, and Matt didn't have his two-factor authentication turned on, right? Well, well, you could probably assume it was me, but how would I know anyone on my team doesn't have that? And so this is where we've learned about other tools like cyber warranties, where tools are applied to your system that constantly monitor your compliance to your policies, which makes your insurance valid, and it fills gaps. So, like, my point is, you don't know what you don't know. And this whole space is one where nonprofits, especially those who have been around for a long time and not born in the digital age like GEO, really don't have the time, headspace, expertise to approach this body of work. And yet the consequences and the risks are growing and growing and growing. So this idea of like pressing a button and suddenly 10 different programs are doing assessments and pulling it up into one report for like maybe a couple $100. We're still working, we're fine-tuning the process, and we're going to do some more testing this year and hope to roll it out in the new year. But this is really going to change the game in Nova Scotia. And you'll notice that geofornonprofits.org doesn't have the word Nova Scotia in it. So folks who are asking us when we're going to start crossing provincial borders, this may be the place that we do it. Okay, so we're just about out of time, so I want to thank our guests here, Stephanie Watson from the Truro Housing Outreach Society, of course, Teri-Lynn Dempsey, the ultimate digital partner at DataGuide Technologies, and of course, Josie Lake and Alejandra Estevez Moreno, who are our leads on GEO for Nonprofits. Thank you all for your help telling folks about GEO for Nonprofits.
Thank you.
So, time to wrap things up. One of you has won already a $250 gift card to Orchard. In case you hadn't heard, they're Canada's largest refurbisher of mobile devices. And I told people all day, we said all day, we're announcing those door prize winners at the end of the day. Well, here we are. So it's time for me to pull out my my end of day page, and tell you what it says. So first, I need to express some more gratitude. We've had over 40 panelists, guest speakers here today. We're so appreciative of their time and expertise virtually and in person. We have this incredible AV team and platform team working in the background who has made all of this possible. The folks here at Volta have been amazing hosts, and what a great space this is. And for those of us who were able to enjoy the Digital Inclusion Awards at Pazzo, another wonderful restaurant here in town. We've had sponsors make today possible, make it accessible, so no one had to pay anything to be here. So we need to thank again the Department of Cybersecurity and Digital Solutions and the Department of Labor, Skills and Immigration. And also from the private sector, we've got support from Eastlink for today, IMP Solutions, of course, DataGuide Technologies and Orchard for all those prizes. We also want to thank the Government of Nova Scotia for earlier today proclaiming Digital Inclusion Week in Nova Scotia, the first province to proclaim Digital Inclusion Week, and we look forward to building on that every year. And thanks to all of you here in the room and virtually at home for watching. Now let's give away those door prizes. We had over 500 people register as attendees today between virtual and in person. And we've got a whole raft of gift prizes. So here we go. I'm going to read off the names and organizations. I hope you're listening, and if not, we'll follow up with you. Each winner here is going to receive one of those $250 gift cards from Orchard, and here they are. Amanda Phillips-Poole from SODA, that's the South Shore Open Doors Association. Sarah Island from YWCA Halifax. Patricia Brooks Arenberg from Women's United, NSCC. Nikki Braniff from the Tierman Society for Abused Women. Melissa Faulkner from the Truro Housing Outreach Society. Salem Hobed from CSAP. Virginie Borreau, I hope I got that right, from iSands. Zoe Hawkins from the Health and Community Care Workforce Sector Council, Melissa Marshall from the Pictou Antigonish Library, Arlene Boudreau from Richmond County Learning Network. I love the diversity of places these people are from. What a great province. Okay, Savannah Burgess from Posse, which is a program of MNFC. We've got Stephanie Kellahak from the Municipality of Cumberland County, Alan Duquette from the Dartmouth Learning Network, Loretta Lynn Littlejohn from Employment Nova Scotia, Tara Moore from Schools Plus, and Claire Guiron from Digital Nova Scotia. Congratulations to all of you. We'll be sending you your $250 gift cards electronically, obviously. And that's it. We're all done. Thank you very much, everyone. I appreciate everyone here volunteering to stay and help wrap things up. I'm headed out, but I thank you for helping. And thank you all for watching at home. We'll see you next year.